Good morning, everybody. So this is time for the first session of the day. And I stopped my screen so that we have ample time for our panelists to get going, because we will talk about under the microscope, the regional IHES laboratories. If you remember from yesterday, the key project part of the IHES conference. So I would say you can slowly get ready, and the floor is yours, Dalibor and Josepa.
Morning.
Hello. Good morning from Olomouc, Czech Republic.
Morning from Tarragona, from Spain.
Fantastic. So we are more than ready to present our project to all of you who have been attending this two-day conference. The plan for us is to start with something like a general presentation related to our project, and then paying attention to those particularities related to the regional labs, which is the hot topic, not just for this conference, but also for us within our project. So that would be for the beginning. I'm going to provide you with that general stuff, and then I'll ask a very good colleague of mine, Josepa, to continue with those specificities related to the regional labs. Meanwhile, I just want to see whether it's me who is going to share the screen, or is that going to be you, Uwe? Speaking.
No, I don't interfere with your presentations. You
okay,
share
good.
Each of you. Thank you.
Very nice. Okay, so please give me a second. I'm going to open that. Meanwhile, Josepa, if you wish to say any introductory words, please use this spare minute. Thank you.
Okay. Well, just say that the IHES project is just puts in clear something that universities or higher education institutions we already do, which is interact with society, the HES bit. So the project puts the emphasis on adding the I to the activities that the university already has with interaction with the society and for the society.
Okay, thank you so much. I believe that you can see the screen without anything like a trouble. Josepa, can you tell me if the screen is?
Yeah, we can see the
perfect.
your screen.
Good. So
just put that in on showing in presentation mode.
Can you see can you see the slides? I'm just
yes, we see the slides, but we also see the bit on the left with the next slides.
Okay, give me a second. So the full presentation, right?
Yeah.
Okay, a second.
There.
Actually, some had that problem before when they were on their computer, because the computer sometimes doesn't communicate properly. The solution to that is that you go on Set Up Slideshow, and so you go under Slideshow, and you go then under Setup. Dalibor?
Yeah, just a second. Give me a second. I'm going to.
Because you can usually, if it doesn't work, it's not something that changes when you try it again. It's just a setup issue. So if you go on the rider for Slideshow on the top.
Yeah.
I don't know which one that is, honestly, in your software. I cannot even read it. And there you go on Setup. One of the riders must be called Setup. I cannot read it. Steel. I think it's steel. No, you have to go on one of the riders, as I say. The one which is in Czech, no, down, one level down. The riders under, no. Presentation on, yeah, and now you go on the one which means setup in English.
Yeah, just hold on a second.
I don't know which one that is here in Czech. I cannot read it from here actually. Yeah, and now it's set on, you see under tip, don't choose the first, choose the second. That opens it in a small window, and that usually always works. So if you now started, it should work. Yeah, perfect.
Does.
Nice.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Okay, so sorry for these technicalities, but there's always something. Okay, let's get back to the topic. So today I would like to present some details related to our project. As you can see, this is the project which was officially started last year in September, a 3-year-long project working on the program Erasmus Plus, Key Action 2 Strategic Partnerships. And it's a project which was yesterday introduced partially, not just by Uwe, but also by Martin Bogdan, because he was speaking about one of those intellectual outputs, one of those particular activities, which in fact has been already accomplished. I'm talking about the intellectual output number 2. Nonetheless, speaking about the project, it's a project which focuses its attention on 3 larger groups. Obviously, since it's coordinated by universities, so it focuses on universities. In addition to that, it also focuses on social actors. And finally, it collaborates with regional governments. You can see here the whole basic concept of the project. So we are in the consortium. We are in a group of 8 partners, 8 members. The whole project is coordinated by Palacky University Olomouc, that means by us, and obviously we do have our other partners and co-partners, partner organizations. We meet on bi-monthly basis, and in addition to this nice group of 8 partners, very active partners, there are also associated partners that you can see at the bottom of this slide. What's so specific about this project? Well, obviously, as I have already mentioned, bringing together 3 different players, in other words, universities, social actors, and regional governments, bringing together 2 topics, internationalization on one hand and social engagement on the other. Coming up with something very, very serious and very demanding. Obviously, this is a very important project. Obviously, it's an Erasmus Plus project, but speaking about finances, Key Activity 2 within Erasmus Plus does not provide finances to cover everything. But despite this, I think that we have been doing our best to focus our attention on the point that you can see under the letter C here, the regional lab, the regional laboratories concept. So this is, again, something pretty innovative and specific, speaking about our endeavors. And that is building up 2 laboratories, one here at Palacky University Olomouc, the other one at Rovira e Virgili University in Tarragona. And so this is exactly the point that we would like to discuss in detail today and bring you closer to the whole concept, idea, activities. And finally, something that concerns us quite a lot is also the recent developments, the recent times marked by COVID and this is also something very, very valid for the project, at least as I see it, that we have been dealing with the recent developments, bringing the recent developments into the practice, bringing all of these together within that proper timing. As it was yesterday mentioned, I don't want to speak much about this, so that overall framework of the project is that we have 5 intellectual outputs. The first one reported yesterday has brought together current good practices. That was the aim. You know, the mapping report is available at our website. Martin and Uwe has mentioned, they have mentioned quite a lot in relation to this activity. Now, talking about the other activity, which is called in our project intellectual output number 3, is something that refers to the regional labs and something that refers to the concept of the whole action, of the whole activity. So this is something that we're going to speak in more details, and I believe that Josepa is going to provide us with more details, and obviously I'm more than ready to add on the top of that, which is going to come very soon. Then on the basis of our implementation, on the basis of the implementation of all the planned activities, in the intellectual output number 4, we are to prepare the guidelines for implementing IHES. In the intellectual output number 5, we'll prepare something like a regional model. And finally, we have been working on, within that intellectual output number 6, we have been working on the IHES network of organizations, thus bringing a sustainability concept into the project, and also providing an open door for all of those people, institutions, enthusiasts interested, engaged in the activities called IHES. Yes, and we have plans, events. As you can see, number 1, it's a final conference. That's the biggest event. So that's why it's, even if it is final, that's why it's number 1. And we have been preparing 2 seminars, one in Catalonia and the other one in the Czech Republic. Now, paying special attention to our intellectual output 3. In other words, talking about the regional IHES labs, laboratories set up on 2 different locations, one in Catalonia and the other one in the Olomouc region in the Czech Republic. As you can see, we have started recently. We have been just in the first third of the project. Speaking about this particular intellectual activity output. So we started in March this year. We are just completing the first third of this periodicity related to labs. And we have 2 dominant organizations here. Obviously, the leading organization, our very good partner, the University in Tarragona, and Palacky has been a co-lead in this activity, while focusing on the implementation of the activities we're going to speak about, and bringing up the analysis as well as a case study in the end of the project period. As I have already mentioned, the core activities refer to the lab in Catalonia and lab in the city of Olomouc. Then bringing 2 teams together, one from Rovira University, Tarragona, and the other one from Palacky University, Olomouc, comparing, working with MIRA activities connected with the labs as such, and in the end, preparing the report on the basis of good practices, which have been already elaborated and prepared on the ACA. Once again, Martin Bogdan spoke about that yesterday. and through our labs activities, preparing the ground for the guidelines, which are going to be followed within our intellectual output number 4 and the regional model intellectual output number 5. Sorry for these complications, but I would like you to understand the whole scope of the project, because as you can see, our labs are a crucial and dominant part of the project, but not the only one. So speaking about the segments, now really talking about our activity number 3, intellectual output number 3, we have 3 segments. Obviously, we want to introduce the IHES concept to all possible stakeholders. Then the second segment refers to the implementation of those many and particular activities, bringing together internationalization and engagement in societal activities. And finally, the third segment, report and analysis. In the picture, you can see one of the presentations, one of many presentations related to the first segment, introducing IHES to all those players whom we consider important within that concept of university, societal actors, and regional governments. So one of those presentations was delivered at our conference within the European University Alliance, which was held this year in Spain, in Tarragona. The name of the alliance is Aurora. It's a big consortium responding to President Macron's idea of European universities. So we used that framework to provide more information about our concept to university players. Please do not forget that universities are not the only body which should be somehow involved and engaged in our activities, but we use that framework, and we presented the whole project to our academic community and academic partners, not just here in the Czech Republic, but also within the consortium of 9 universities under the umbrella of Aurora European University Alliance, bringing together universities from the UK, from Spain, from Germany, Austria, Czech Republic, Italy, Denmark, and so on. Speaking about the target groups, this is something that I have also already partially mentioned. So we're very much interested in our academias, but not just in our academias, but also in the local and regional authorities, non-governmental organizations, and particularly primary and secondary schools, companies, related companies, somehow connected with the locations and the regions. And we are very much interested in the schools, thus bringing more skills and competencies to the younger generations of students, pupils and students, and enriching in this way the concept of education, bringing universities more closely together with those lower levels of education. And obviously, still our university academias, our academic community is also one of the crucial targets for the project, for the IHES project. This is something that I would like to go through very, very briefly, since there are many implementational activities, many IHES activities. But this is the ground where I would like to provide the floor for Josepa, so that she could, tell us more. Obviously, I'm ready to comment on that, because since our 2 teams, one on the Spanish side in Tarragona and the other one on the Czech side here in Olomouc, have been collaborating closely together. There are certain specificities which go together with our Spanish university and with our Czech university. Nonetheless, you know, the whole concept is on mutual collaboration, MIRA activities, you know, learning from one another, and, you know, implementing all the new goodies into the society. So a very basic framework of activities is depicted over here. You can see some pictures. So as I have already indicated, we started in March. We're in the first third of this particular activity period, but there are quite many things to come. Then, you know, the plan is on the basis of our activities, on the basis of our mutual collaboration, being implemented in our 2 regional labs located at the university. So the plan is to prepare the report and analysis and the case study, so that the coming actions within the project, on one hand the guidelines, and on the other hand the regional model, could be referring to the reality, to something real, to something exercised, to something already implemented, and thus bringing, you know, the overall outcome of the project for the society, for all those societal players and regional governments that might use our outputs for improving the reality in society. And finally, the overall theoretical result of the whole project is obviously a change of the mindset. By the way, within internationalization, we have been talking and using this term for many years, you know, the mindset, and how to change the mindset so that it would be more open, more tolerant, more emphatic, better. So this is the aim of the overall aim of the project. You know, all those people engaged in the project, all of those people who and institutions coming in touch with us, you know, to be better equipped for the change of the mindset and for the better life in society, bringing the expertise, internationalization in higher education for the benefits of the society. So this is basically speaking about our, you know, general concept of the project, which is led by Palacky University Olomouc, but in a very close collaboration with our partners. And one of the partners, obviously, is Rovira Virgili University in Tarragona. And now I would like to ask Josepa to provide more specificities and to provide us with more details related to those activities that I have numerously mentioned so far. Josepa, floor is yours.
Thank you, Dalibor. Then I am, as you said, I'm going to explain a bit more what we are in fact doing already on the labs. They are up and running. Shall I share my screen? See if it works. Am I sharing the screen? Can you see?
Yeah, it's perfect.
Okay. I will go quickly through this because you went into that in more detail. I just wanted to highlight the project partners and the intellectual outputs, and we are going to we are on the IO3 within that. As we were saying, this is already an ongoing work. We are more or less on 1/3 of the activities. We up till now we have established the labs in Catalonia, in Olomouc, and we've developed surveys to track all the impact we expect to have. So that will help to measure or to have a close look at what had happened because of the activities. Then all this that Dalibor already talked about that, so yeah, I'll go through a bit more detail on some of that. We worked on developing the surveys that would help us to measure the impact, as I just said. Surveys mostly will be conducted online before and after the activities, the training, the introduction sessions, the activities of the proper labs, and also and the multiplier events. Just to see the questions we are asked, the surveys are based on a scale 1 to 10. We asked the participants to range from 1 to 10 how they agree or disagree with those 5 sentences. More when they ask at the beginning, they are asked general questions. When they in a pre-survey, they are asked more general questions, and then in the post they are asked all these questions. Like through my participation in this activity, I have become more aware that I am part of a globalized world. This activity has opened my mind to other realities, or the activity has given me more confidence to relate with people from other cultures. Well, just see how they feel about all these matters. Then the second part was the training. The introduction to IHES ended up in a training sessions, which were well with the lab developed content and methodology, designed some training materials to make that was dynamic and participatory, and then it took place. The training contents was basically on interculturality and making the people think in what extent the activities they already carried out had the international meaning, or could have that international aspect. The people that were in that training were the people that were going to university staff on one hand, and also people from the partners, the project partners in Catalonia, and associate partners as well. They also participated in the training. We were doing a bit of brainstorming on how could we put this in a more informal way. So we ended up with a jigsaw, and with I think Martin and Uwe explained yesterday the best practices that we collected in the AIO2. So we used them to organize a sort of a jigsaw, a puzzle that the participants had to do, and also make them think on how big the aspect of the internalization or the higher education or the interaction with society had the activity. So then the training took place. In October, it was in Olomouc, and in July was in Tarragona. Because of the COVID, we had some hybrid system, which was not, that was the same first day in the morning. Some of us couldn't join it because of COVID, or related to or close contact to COVID. So we had a hybrid system, and then, well, you can see here how we have the participants ended up with the jigsaw and seeing how big was, or how strong how strong was the component of the society, the internationalization, or the role of the higher education institution. And then we got a certificate for that training. Then going into the activities is I'll go through this quickly, because then I'm going to go into more detail. So just and also Dalibor just mentioned that we have identified 8 potential activities that could be within the labs, or be the labs themselves. And the final part that also Dalibor mentioned was the report. So I'll go into the labs in Catalonia. We call it Catalonia Lab, but in fact it's happening in Tarragona, where is the area of the influence of the University of Tarragona, of the URB. Let's start with the people that make that possible, which is the URB IHES team. We work from the International Center with Susana, who was yesterday also with Lydia presenting the SMILE project, Marina and Margarita, which from the E-Center work on the project too. And then from the social engagement office, then we have Isabel and Olga, which they work on the senior citizens program. Joan Fuster, with regard to the lab, he's in a social impact comparison and volunteering area, but he has a very interesting project on recovering or recycling or reusing obsolete computers. Juanjo is in the student's office, but he will head a new activity in the lab. Ruth and Yolanda hold the sports area and offer activities to the whole community. And we one of the biggest group is the international students. They participate in the activities they organized. Antonio de la Torre is in the environment side, and he will end up with an exciting activity as well, involving students, incoming students, and make them think, or make all of us think on the climate change and all the possibility of how we are going, where we are going in the environment team. Avril is working on the service learning program, and she has an interesting project to put within the lab as well. And Javier Martinez and myself work on a project that interacts with the society at large, which we call extended campus, because it's a campus which doesn't have a specific place, but rather it's a network of locations in Tarragona. Then what are the activities that we are doing already? Because as I said, we are already working on that. Here I want to identify in each of the eight big names or big areas the specific project or specific activity that will be part of the lab, which is well, I'll go through this, and then you can see it. Then there's the SustainCom project, but I'm trying to give some details on any of them. The SMILE is the project that Lydia presented yesterday. Is a project that's been going on for a few years now. But with regard to the lab, we try to identify it in 8 items to make them comparable or to define them more precisely. The SMILE program is, I don't know if someone didn't join them, the conference yesterday, is about incoming Erasmus students, Erasmus or other mobility programs. They go to primary and secondary schools, and they do language, they act as a language assistants. This is led by the Department of English and German Studies and the IHES Center. The audience are the students at the schools. It takes place in their facilities, and usually it takes one semester. Within the labs, we're going to consider first and second semester. In fact, it's already happening of this year, and first semester next academic year. And the students get 6 credits up to 6 credits for that activity. Just to borrow a slide from them yesterday, to highlight that the key enabler is the collaboration with the Catalan Education Department, which allows the university to go into the centers, into the regional schools. This is a new activities. We call it I Confess. I did an Erasmus and I would do it again, which is when an outgoing students, they want to share, or we are asking them to share their experience with pre-university students, with the upper secondary school. And this will be from the student's office, which is in charge of the relationship between the university and the pre-university education, and also the IHES Center. We expect to have up to 8 students. We have already made the call. We have 30 answers, and to that 30 students, we have asked them to send us a video saying why they want to share their experience, a short video. And at the moment, we have received, we sent that on last week, and we have received at the moment 5 videos of students that want to do that. And that takes place again in the secondary schools. And we hope to do the action itself on the second semester of this year, or maybe the first of the next. And this is a 45 minutes maximum of 1 hour session. As I said, the students sharing their experience with young students at the high school. This is the project I was talking also earlier. The Extended Campus Project is a network of municipalities that allows the university to put the knowledge, in fact, at the service of society. And also at the same time, so we used to call it antenna because of the ability of broadcasting, of letting the society know what we're doing as a university, but also to know what the region needs from the university. And it's about 13 years going now, and the URV is led by the vice rector and also a small team within the social engagement office. And we use the faculty and other experts, and also the key is the people that are really on the spot in each location to represent or to be the URV in a way in the locations. We address to the society at large. Our audience is not previously selected, not now because of the COVID. We have asked to register in some of the activities, but usually they are an open activities and anyone can join. At the moment, we are in 15 locations within the area of Tarragona. Most of the activities are organized by the academic year, and they take, depends on the kind of activity. We can have a workshop that is 2 days long, or maybe we could have an hour talk or whatever. And then the recognition, sometimes the actors, the people that go and do they ask for a certificate for their curriculum, and that's it.
Please be aware of the time, Josepa, so that
Sorry?
there are also, please be aware of the time, because you only have like 5 minutes left, so that there's also an option for questions.
Okay, I'll go quickly through that. Then we did this project. We choose a couple of activities that one has already happened, and another one is next week. And then just go through classes for senior citizens. We stopped it because of COVID, and we expect to come back on the January. In January, see if we can go back to that. With regard to the lab, the classes include some talks on international topics, and we are going to make more emphasis on that. The activity that we are going organize is new, is about the global witnesses of the climate change, which is a collection of international witnesses using the students that come from different parts of the world to the URV for a mobility in a mobility program to explain their vision. And at the moment we had already launched a call for interest, and we had quite a few. We plan to do the symposium or the town roundtable about the second semester of this year in 2 or 3 hours. This is an interesting project about recycling and reusing computers, which in fact they used to go to anywhere in the world, but we have found that with COVID we have been delivering computers to regional schools very close to the university. So local, we have been local, a bit more local fact. Then from the sports area, organized activities, the one that took place on November was an excursion, a walk from 2 different points through and then probably in October will take place the canoeing, which has been because of COVID hasn't happened. And also with the service learning, Avril organizes a social marketplace where social entities, faculty and students meet to find points of interest, to define final projects of degree and master or thesis. This has been taking the last 2 years virtually, but because of COVID, it had been in every year in a different campus in a URV. Usually takes place on May, preparing for the academic course, the afterwards academic year course. And this the international, up till now it hasn't had an international component, but from being in IHES, they are thinking of inviting international social entities to
last minute.
Okay, yes, that's the last. Thank you. To invite social entities to offer also possibilities for the projects as well. So that will be May 22, the new situation. And that's all. Sorry about being in a hurry, but all of them are very interesting. Apologize my colleagues for the ones I've been more in a rush, not for giving the attention, but must fit to the time. So thank you.
No, that was great. I was just aware that it might be that still somebody wants to raise a question, and we should have at
Good.
least 2 minutes for that,
Okay.
because we have to be very strict.
Yeah, I know.
Otherwise, the next session has an issue.
Mhm.
So thanks very much, and I'm totally enthused to be a partner in the project, and really looking forward to see how the two labs will develop, and particularly hoping that COVID will finally maybe be managed in a way that we can really do things at a bigger scale. I don't know right now about Spain, but at least in the Czech Republic, although we became #1 in the world with incidents, which is probably not a record we want to have. Now it's at least starting to drop also exponentially. So let's be optimistic a bit. Does anybody have a question? Last option from the audience right now. I always do it like 3, people start to get nervous. 2, this is really your last option. It's like on eBay. 1, yeah, that was your chance. It's 9:45. Excellent session. I thank you so much. And I think for all of you, look out on the website. I just put it there, the website for the project. Look out for the next also events and sharing activities that we will have. Thank you so much, Josepa, and thank you so much, Dalibor, for being here today. And have a safe and nice Christmas. And please stay far away from this awful virus. Thank you so much.